Here is a massive update for Galactic Civilizations 4. It's called Tales of the Terran Alliance, and this one is particularly interesting because it features two brand new factions. We've got a new version of the Terran Alliance themselves, so that means that the game now features two versions of the human Terran Alliance. You've got the original faction and a completely revised one, which we're going to be playing through in this video. You can see the two of those on the screen right now. There is the old one we're looking at here, and then we've got the newer one, which is an older guy, I guess we could say, a little bit more seasoned, shall we say. So if you choose the newer Terran Alliance, you'll get a completely new tech tree, so new executive orders and other features as well. The second race is called the Xandar, and these are a spider-like faction. Now, I'm not going to be playing on these through this particular play session, but we'll take a very quick look further into the video at them. Now, this video is sponsored by Stardock, so do check out those links in the video description where you can find out everything you need to know. The DLC itself is priced at $14.99. So, as you can see, I'm getting my Galaxy set up here. We're going to go for a relatively fast playthrough, but I also want to go for a slightly larger Galaxy than I occasionally do in these videos. So I won't be completing the play session, obviously, but I do want to play through the early sections of it. And really, I want to tell you all about the new DLC itself. Let's get through rid of a few of these races here. I think 6 is going to be enough for this particular session. Now, yep, as I said, I'm starting with the new Terran Alliance here, and the whole idea behind this, the theme, the idea that Stardock were going for, is they really wanted to revisit the Terran Alliance and really deep dive into the lore and history of all of those people, humanity itself, and their origin on Earth, and to kind of give some flavour, I guess, for all of that by reinventing the gameplay mechanics around humanity, and this means they have a much deeper exploration focus around them. In fact, one of their new technological abilities is to create exploration fleets very, very rapidly. Another thing I did briefly want to mention here is that in addition to the Tales of the Terran Alliance DLC, which is actually paid content, there's also a free update, which is version 3.1. This comes along with the release of Tales of the Terran Alliance. They're launching alongside each other, or have already launched as of this recording, and it includes a few new gameplay enhancements, such as strategic resource generation. This allows resources to cluster during map generation. There's also some improvements to AI behaviours, some new starbase upgrades, as well as some new research selections. And also there's been some improvements made to the modding capabilities for the game, as well as a branching modification for the tech trees. So a few things that make it worth jumping back in to trying the game out again. Now, one thing you'll notice almost straight away with the new version of the Terran Alliance is that they have a completely new tech tree. This is broken down into 3 distinct branches. That makes it somewhat reduced in terms of branches compared to some of the other factions, but these branches are also quite a bit more complex. Now, many of the techs here you may recognise in terms of their function, but these are entirely new trees. So one thing that is unique here, it's very powerful actually for the new Terran Alliance, is the unlimited flagships. The primary function of this then allows you to create, as the title might suggest, an unlimited number of flagships, and these are necessary to investigate anomalies as well as explore the overall galaxy. You'll be well aware of these if you've been playing Galactic Civilizations at any time in the past. They also serve a dual role, of course, which is the ability to be equipped with a discovery module, and also acts as a science vessel for exploration, and yeah, they're kind of formidable warships as well. The expanded military capabilities mean that these ships can be significantly boosted with defensive stats. Ultimately then, the Discovery module really does give you a pretty unique and very powerful advantage for the Terran Alliance. It's a major advantage actually, because it means if you put these to good use, then you're going to be discovering a whole load of anomalies out there which can lead to, resources, nice new items, capabilities, and eventually quite a boost to your economy as well, if you use these correctly. And something else you'll no doubt be interested in are the new executive orders. Now, as you can see here, you've got forced overtime. This puts your population to work. It says more work gets done at the targeted shipyard, but your citizens won't be happy. Then we've got inspired population. This says rally the population with inspiring speeches and ceremonies. This grants 25 plus research immediately and boosts shipyard production by 5 points and approval by plus 0.1. And then we've got the draft civilian ships. Security is more important than private ownership, so if you use this one you'll get 3 free defenders, although you'll get a loss in approval for 25 turns. And then we come to the Zendar. So these are another faction that you can now play in the game. They're sentient spiders, and it says they were uplifted by the Drengen Empire to serve as deniable agents for their darkest operations. When Lord Vraxar massacred a human colony, the Terran Alliance responded by obliterating their homeworld. Now the survivors emerge from hiding, seeking vengeance against both their former masters and their destroyers. And as you can see here, their cultural focus is very much totalitarianism. Right, returning back to the gameplay session here, I'm going to set the my Terran Alliance to fast exploration. Let's try and explore as much of this galaxy as possible and as quickly as possible. Right, so we've got a biographer here wanting to interview us. This is a situation report. Depending on the option here, we can get some pacifism, cultural awareness, some progressivism, cultural awareness, and what's the bottom one here? I'm just seeking it to destroy a world. So it's asking us what is our motivation. We're going to go with that middle option. Now, on the notes there of that particular thing, different events going on and different story aspects, now this update does come with new encounters, new narratives, different events, all of these that ultimately explore the origins, the politics, and the ambitions of humanity itself, along with the history of their interstellar expansion. And talking of expansion, there's also a new expansion pass for the game. So this is simply called Expansion Pass 2. It's Years of Galactic Adventure. It's going to give you updates between now and 2027. So Stars have clearly got a lot of content planned for this. It would include Tales of the Terran Alliance. There'll be another update in 26 called Federations and Empires. Another update in 2026 called Ascension. And then we've got Hegemon in 2027 and another one called Underworld also in 2027. Each of these have got a specific focus on them. It's actually really nice to see a game that has a roadmap that far out. At best, with most companies, we see it a year out, so to see 2 years out is, well, it's actually really nice. So that expansion pass comes with 5 separate updates across the end of 2025 with this one right here, Tales of the Terran Alliance, and then 4 more. Right, as I've been talking, we've colonised a new planet right out there, quite a bit away from our Earth system, our solar system. This is Gauss 4. We've got a planetary report here. So Gauss 4 is tectonically active, with regular earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. On the plus side, this is bringing a lot of valuable minerals up to the surface. So we can't risk the safety of our people, stabilise the crust, move people to the most secure structures, then ramp up our mining efforts. That seems like a pretty nice option if we're going to be mercenary about it. And then this colony is now just a mining camp and everyone can just deal with it. What option should we go with? So that will depend on the outcome. Collectivism or cultural awareness increases to 1, nothing to the treasury. We get +1 to wealth on the middle option here. And then if we just tell the colony to get on with it, we got egalitarianism, cultural awareness increases to 1, but minus 50% to growth. But we do get plus 2% to wealth. I don't really want a minus 50% to growth on that one. That seems quite a hit on a new colony. So I think probably I'll go with the first option or the second option. Yeah, let's go with wealth. Okay, so we've discovered our first anomaly. This is from the flagship, the exploration vessel that's been out there. And what have they found? Well, they've found an enigma of hyperspace. Our flagship has detected an ancient cargo container drifting aimlessly in the void. Ooh. This appears to be a relic from the Precursor Wars. Inside, we find a fully intact Amoronian drive system. So we get 3+ to some rare resource there. Thulium, I think that's probably the option to go with. Early on in the game, we don't have anything like that, so getting a head start with it is probably, it's going to be a nice start, isn't it? Let's take a look at our planets here. Another thing that's new with this update is new planetary improvements. So one of those is the Global Data Center. As you can see here, you're allowed one of these per civilization. Massive research facility that improves research output. So this gives a massive bonus to your research capabilities. It's certainly a good option to have. Meanwhile, we got another report going on here. A mining conglomerate has discovered a deposit of crystallized Illyrium on Gauss 4, material vital for advanced energy systems and weaponry. So I think +3 to wealth is the better option there for 100 months. 100 months, that's quite a while. Okay, our civilization is growing, albeit slowly. I've got a planetary cultural module here I'm going to use. +3 to cultural output. We can select a planet here. The obvious target for that, of course, is going to be Earth. Let's just give them a little party. Yeah, it looks like a full-on party's going there on planet Earth, doesn't it? Short-lived, over and done with. So as the civilization continues to expand, I'm going to need to choose a few more leaders. We're going to need to place them as governors of the different planets I've got. We've now got 4 planets, and we're going to put this dude in charge of Secundus. We're going to put a quick ship build in the queue there, shipyard build. Well, I say quick, 32 isn't exactly fast, is it? And now we've got, well, I was actually going to show you this, the Independence. This is a vessel I was awarded. It's a unique vessel that was going around doing its jobs, doing some nice discovery, but it's been set upon by what appears to be some pirates here, another faction maybe. And unfortunately, it wasn't up to the task of defending itself, although it looks like I did take down one enemy along the way. But game over for this guy. That's the end of them. A shame, because it was a unique vessel. Now, unfortunately, I've been concentrating so much on my civilization expansion that I've done the newbie error of not creating enough, or not focusing enough on military ships. And yes, in the list there you saw I didn't have any military ships at all to build. That's because I've not been putting my research into military technology. So we're going to crack that now, and then we can start getting some military ships up and running. Silly error to make, but, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully we get left alone for the meanwhile. And talking of ships, we found the remnants of an ancient vessel, our first space vessel. So we're going to put that in the museum for everyone to see. Why not everyone take a benefit of it? So sometime later, things are picking up a little bit, and we're about to get attacked again. This time, things went a little bit better. This ship is far more powerful, or another way of looking at it is that these people attacked a ship that they were outgunned with. Despite the fact that I was outnumbered, I certainly wasn't outgunned, and my ship does quite well on this one. It doesn't have too much damage by the time things are dealt with, as you'll see in just a moment. So yeah, over time, whilst I initially didn't have too many military vessels, I did spend a lot of time fixing that and building myself up quite a bit of defence. We're actually going to upgrade this ship. I think we go for extended hull reinforcement there because, yeah, we don't want to be outgunned in the future. Even if we are, hopefully we can defend ourselves for a little bit longer. We don't want to abandon that anomaly research. We've got to continue with that, I think. So you can see here, we've now got a few different planets populated. We've got the Peacock star system here. 2 really nice worlds there. Probably going to leave the 3rd world as it's a low-class one. We've got 3 other star systems that are colonized. They're doing quite nicely. You can see the influence is slowly expanding. And around Earth, well, I'm making sure that this one is going to remain well defended for the moment. We've got a military base here, as well as some economic hardware out there as well, trying to keep things nice and balanced. Now, the Star Eagle here, these were very easy to create, very, very fast to create, because in the Earth shipyard, these only took about 3 turns, I do believe. So, yeah, those were very fast, very nice to actually have. Back on Gauss 4, you can see the planetary improvements here are pretty nice. And in hindsight, I can see that there was an upgrade available on one of those planetary improvements. I didn't notice that at the time. That's something I'm going to have to jump back in on this save in a little bit and continue on independently from this video. Another survey here. Your flagship captain reports discovery of a lost cargo container. Yeah, we're going to store that because it could become very useful in the future. So, overall then, there's a bit of a look at the towers of the Terran Alliance. It's a very nice update for Galactic Civilizations 4. Again, just expanding things in a number of different areas. And the good news is that if you still enjoyed the previous version of the Terran Alliance, you still can use them because this doesn't remove them from the game. This supplements them. Both versions are now available. And if you want something a little bit more creepy, why not try out those Zendar? So thanks for watching this video all the way through. Do check out those links in the video description. My thanks again to Stardock for sponsoring this video. Do take care, and I'll catch you next time.